Is there such a thing as being too creative? It's an interesting question, right? We usually talk about creativity as if it's a good thing, as if it's this illustrious elixir inside of us, this magic sauce that we can tap into. We then say that creativity is under constant threat and that we are all being stifled by these institutions around us. That kids naturally have it, that we as adults somehow lose it over time. That we're all stuck in these boxes and we need to think outside those to achieve a level of greatness and yada yada yada. So if that's the case, then how can we ever have too much creativity? Well, I've run more than 100 innovation projects all over the world for the last 15 years, and I can tell you that very often creativity is the reason why innovations fail. Take this idea, for example. In a 1991 episode of The Simpsons, Homer's half brother Herb,
hello in there.
Homer?
Herb?
Invites him to help him rejuvenate his struggling car company. He's just sick and tired of his team just creating stuff for the sake of creating stuff rather than actually listening to what people need and what people want.
Sorry, our cars don't have pep.
Why not?
Because Americans want good mileage, not pep.
Instead of listening to what people want, you're telling them what they want.
They really need to innovate. So he asks Homer to help them design a car for all the Homers out there.
Homer, meet my team of engineers. They're gonna build your car. Hiya, team.
Fast forward and Homer leads a multidisciplinary team and helps them deliver a car with all the bells and whistles on it. Quite literally.
I want a horn here, here, and here. And they should all play La Cucaracha.
Herb says he does not want to see anything until the final product is there.
Now, boys and girls, this project is our top priority. Everything else is on hold. I don't want to see anything until it's finished.
And then it's time to reveal the result.
Presenting the car designed for the average man. The Homer.
Absolutely nailed it. Hey, as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave us a like below. It really helps out the algorithm. And subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell next to it so you always stay up to date with bits of inspiration for innovation, new ideas and creativity and blah, blah, blah. Now, of course, this is a wild exaggeration of over-engineering and failed innovation because the idea was completely disconnected from practicality, user centricity, and market demands.
You know that little ball you put on the aerial so you can find your car in the parking lot? That should be on every car.
What about a separate soundproof bubble dome for the kids?
But it's not that exaggerated. I mean, I've been on projects where people created what I like to call the Uber idea. Uber in this case has nothing to do with the company. I just mean like the ultimate idea. It might be a new idea for a pair of shoes, which is then kind of a sports shoe that also has high heels for parties, has elements built in that massage your feet as you walk, but then have a player inside that is connected to your earphones that when you walk it picks up on the cadence and speed at which you walk and then suggests songs, but also is good for your health and what the fuck? A bit like this. But that's not an idea. That's just a pile of ideas or pile of features. And that's clearly the downside of this yes and thinking. Now, when you run a brainstorm creative session, often a facilitator will say,
so this is a free-flowing session, guys. Anything is in. So shout them out.
All you have to do is say yes and no criticizing of ideas, which has merit to a certain level if you just want to open up the group and get them relaxed and making sure that people throw out ideas, but don't just put them all in one thing. Don't all force them together. And that's why I keep saying that a lot of these projects need a healthy dose of critical thinking, or else you're going to end up with a lot of NBNU ideas or nice, but not useful. I mean, just because it's unique does not mean it's useful. So how do you avoid creating the Homer then? Well, here are 4 simple principles to consider to make sure that you don't over-engineer and waste a lot of time, money, and energy creating this monstrous thing which nobody wants. First principle, if in doubt, split it out. It's a bit like making soup. If you have a big pot of soup and you put all the ingredients in there, it's usually almost impossible to take the ingredients back out again. Think if it's a bit too salty or a bit too this. It's kind of the same with this idea. Once you put all the features in there, all the ideas are kind of piled on, and somebody doesn't like one of the ideas, your entire thing goes to waste. So keep them very separate at first. And if later on it makes sense to marry 2 ideas together, to marry 2 features together, then do that. But at first, just split it out. It's easier. Principle number 2, take on a design thinking approach. Look, gone are the old days where big business and big organization would just tell people this is what you need and this is what you want. People have a lot more choice now and they have a lot more access to information, so it's important that you really listen to them, you really observe what they do and connect with them, empathize with them, and use that as kind of the drivers to steer your designs and to steer your innovation. Design thinking helps you understand users' perspectives, helps you generate multiple ideas, and then they're quickly playing those ideas back to the users to get feedback from them. You create these feedback loops and you constantly tweak and iterate on the idea. Principle number 3, bring in diverse perspectives early on. Avoid insular thinking and get some critical eyes in very early on. Don't wait until you have something that's already ready and then go ta-da, and then people from the finance team say, yeah, that's a nice idea, but we can't make the numbers work for us. Or a group of engineers that say, yeah, cool, that works on paper, but we actually don't have the materials nor the technology to make this. Get those people in early on. Get a diverse point of view. Not only will that make your ideas richer, but also avoid a lot of the headache later on in the process. And before I reveal the last one, understand that innovation should solve real problems and should improve people's lives and create value for users. So yeah, there is such a thing as being too creative. Maybe not in art, but definitely when it comes to business innovation. And principle number 4, make ideas real and test regularly. Embrace an iterative approach. So rather than waiting for things to be right, do a little bit and just quickly get feedback, and then do a little bit more and then quickly get feedback.
I was doing market research for the TB800, aka Cybernedly Tedley.
Just do them early. Don't wait too long. Don't waste too much energy on creating something, because you're setting yourself up for failure. You could create little demos, you create little prototypes, little minimum viable product. Create something. Iterate based on user insight, market response, or even like new technological advances to create better innovations for the world out there. And if you want to quickly and cheaply test whether your idea has potential or not, then click on this video where I talk about what are the things that most successful entrepreneurs and business do all the time to stay ahead of the game. Thank you for watching.